And I said, they're going to just start banning everybody up to the election. And then by the time we're there, a few days before, everyone's accounts are going to be locked down. And finally, the day of, they're going to lock the president's down. Once all of his support's been locked down, once all the Congress has been locked down, I said a month ago, you heard me, I said, they're going to start censoring committees. They're going to start censoring C-SPAN. They're going to start censoring TV feeds. They're going to censor the president when he gets up there at 2 a.m. on election night on November 4th and announces he's won. They're going to block that feed. But now they've released new emails from Robert Biden, Hunter Biden, from 2017. And it talks about payoffs and what you get for the payoffs. I mean, this is so... Like the regular mafia would be smart enough not to spell stuff out when, hey, you give me this, I give you that. This is what they accused Trump with in Ukraine of quid pro quo. My understanding is that the original agreement, this is from Burisma, with the director was for consulting fees based on introductions alone. This is from Hunter Biden to them. My understanding is the original agreement with the director was for consulting fees based on introductions alone at a rate of $10 million per year for a 3-year guarantee of total of $30 million. $30 million to introduce him to his daddy. Hunter Biden demanded $30 million from Burisma to be introduced to his father. There's your headline. But Jack Dorsey and Jeff Zuckerberg and Sundar Pichai and Tim Cook that runs death camps, but it's okay, he's gay. They literally are trying to block this information. You imagine what's going to come out next, ladies and gentlemen. So just a microcosm of it. Saturday, there was a big demonstration of a couple thousand people at the governor's mansion in downtown Austin, Texas, by the Capitol, saying we want the lockdowns to end, we want the face masks to end, we want all businesses to be essential. It's causing the third world to starve to death. The United Nations admits it's killing hundreds of times more what it's actually saving. The UN had just said that the night before. No one had covered it then. Of course, the president covered it Monday. It's now a big story. But we're there reporting this really important news to the governor, and they banned my son's Twitter. They said that violates community guidelines against dangerous COVID disinformation. And I've got stacks of articles here where members of Congress have medical doctors in hearings about if you have enough vitamin D and vitamin C and zinc, you cannot get any of these COVID viruses because they can't replicate inside the cell's mitochondria. I mean, that's on the damn NIH website. But now Twitter, I've got a stack of articles here, is censoring CDC and NIH and National Health Service as well in the UK when that stuff's published, including 10-year-old studies. So big tech is publicly wedded to big pharma. You look at these big companies, they're all co-invested. And whereas you used to be able to have a consumer reports site and comment about what happened when you took a drug or took a vaccine, they're saying, no, 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 you don't do that. And so my son, on Saturday, he said, I bet if I post this, it'll be my third strike because you're criticizing the lockdown. And he said, but I'm going to put it up anyways. And they banned him. But he made that step. That's good. Because Congress is now seeing the House and Senate committees put out reports about, hey, the media is wrong to be censoring these confirmed emails and photos and porn videos and, more importantly, emails of Hunter Biden talking to the head of Burisma about getting paid off for his father. And they blocked the committees now, ladies and gentlemen. That's government. They're involved in something. If the government came in live time through AI, imagine if the NSA was coming in, if the National Post Office, which I've said should have its own social media network. It's a counterbalance. It should have its own video network. Taxpayers already pay for it. The post office's communication, and then have the First Amendment over it. Everyone would use that post office system. It would work as good as Twitter or Facebook. And if it wasn't illegal, you couldn't do it. You're like, well, Jones, you're a libertarian. The corporations are bigger than government now. They've got more power. And we see them as corporations that have invincible rights when we have no rights. It was one thing for the Supreme Court ruling, 200 years ago to say that corporations are individuals and have rights. That was dangerous enough. But now they have all these rights and we real people don't. So this is a big wake-up call. And Jack of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, came out last night and said, in a lawyer statement, this is unacceptable. We shouldn't be taking this down. When Congress finally said, that's racketeering, we're going to shut you down for censorship, he went, we don't know what's happening. But now he's being subpoenaed for who made the orders, who did the what exactly. Because they're acting as a government. They're acting as like a Soviet/communist government. They're watching what we do. They're controlling what we say. And now they came out and said a month ago, if lawmakers or anybody else says that Trump wins and an authoritative source has not said it, we will ban you. We will block or ban you. And again, they said, well, what's an authoritative source? And they said ADL, Southern Poverty Law Center, DNC, CNN, MSNBC, New York Times, Washington Post, Associated Press, Reuters. So, those are the authoritative sources. If Trump's got 97% of the ballots in, and you count all the ballots that are out and say all those are for Biden, but still that means Trump's going to win with the numbers, you say, okay, he's won. They say, no, we're going to hold it up until every ballot's counted, and that's their admitted strategy. John Podesta, in a phone call with the New York Times, with a bunch of Democrats on the line during a war game, admitted that's their strategy, to never concede, hold it up, use the 20th Amendment to remove Trump. And so they're rolling this battle plan out, and they said a month ago, Big Tech said, anyone that doesn't go against, anyone that says something other than what the establishment says, authoritative sources, will be banned, will be banned, will be banned, will be banned, will be restricted, will be blocked. And I said, they're going to just start banning everybody up to the election. And then by the time we're there, a few days before, everyone's accounts are going to be locked down. And finally, the day of, they're going to lock the president's down. Once all of his support's been locked down, once all the Congress has been locked down, I said a month ago, you heard me, I said, they're going to start censoring committees. They're going to start censoring C-SPAN. They're going to start censoring TV feeds. They're going to censor the president when he gets up there at 2 a.m. on election night on November 4th and announces he's won. They're going to block that feed. And holy hell, they just said they're going to do that exactly. Because if they've got unlimited power and no one's going to stand up to them, it's easy to extrapolate and say, okay, past behavior is the most indicative of future performance. What are they going to do? Plus, they're telling us what they're going to do. And I sit there and watch Josh Hawley. Well, gee, Jiminy Crickets, we finally got you, smoking gun. And Jim Jordan, I sent you a letter. Explain yourself. We might have to look at Section 230. Jiminy Crickets. Oh, Jeepers Creepers. Oh, and Senator Cruz, this looks mighty bad what you did. Are you going to stop it? Because they're all scared. And they're doing nothing. We're being sold out. Communist China isn't conquering America. It just provided the financing. Big tech and the multinational corporations have, and they want to get rid of it, and they're pissed that Trump wants to make decisions. They don't care that Trump made them all this money. They don't care that they want to piss on America's grave. And they're mad that Trump makes decisions. They just want him out of the way because he makes decisions. That's why they hate him. And all these other guys just want to survive. They're just jockeying to get in a position of power down the road because they know they're going to flip-flop power between Republicans and Democrats. And so they're not going to do too much. They're going to demand answers. Answers. If I walked up, hypothetically, I never do this. I like Senator Cruz, and hit him in the head with a baseball bat, and his teeth are knocked out. He can barely talk. Blood's pouring. He goes, why'd you do that? I want answers. Well, I mean, like, well, I'm trying to kill your ass. What do you mean you want answers? Here, I'll give you another answer. How about some break your ribs? Boom! Oh, how about your collarbone? Ha! How about we'll just go ahead and knock your brains out? Which don't want that. It's hypothetical. And he's sitting there on the ground like, ribs broken, dying. I'm like, do you got any questions for me? Do you know what I'm doing? It's like the Alamo, you're being overrun by 5,000 troops bayoneting you. I mean, was Colonel Travis asking what Santa Anna's intent was? I mean, you walk out in the parking lot, you got a case of beer in your hands. Some dude pulls a gun out and says, give me your beer, give me your money. It's like asking him, what is your intent? I'm like, here, take my beer. You're right. They're so used to people going along with it. The guy actually, with his gun, takes the case of beer, hit him in the side, hit him with an elbow, get him down, break those ribs, just rack him. Get my beer, get in my car, roll out, roll out. See, I don't need him to tell me his intentions. As soon as he pointed that gun at me, I just instinctively went, here, have your beer. And when he took it, he was hurt real bad. That's a true story. I'm trying to act tough. That's just how the real world works. But I guess I'm a throwback. I'm a caveman. I'm not one of these people that just rolls over and rolls over and rolls over and rolls over. And now we're going to find out that rolling over and over again doesn't get us somewhere good. It gets us somewhere bad. And 18 days out, they plan on destroying this country during the contested election for civil war with massive big tech media ganged up on America, doing this to us. And the average person at the Pentagon, the average police chief is just going to wait it out because they're winners. They're smart. They never commit to anything. They just sit back like little followers and wait to see who's going to win. We all lose under this, dumbasses. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Infowars.com. We'll give you the number. We're going to open the phones up straight ahead. Stay with us. I had an article here in my stack that I was going to lead the show with today, that the man in Delaware, that Biden was such a drug addict, he left it there. He forfeited it, didn't pay for it. So the guy's reformatting the hard drive. He pulls it up. It's Hunter Biden. Robert Biden's his real name. Banging hookers, snorting cocaine, smoking coke, talking about business deals, and he got scared. He said, well, if they later learn I've got this, they'll kill me. I got to give it to the FBI. That's what I would do. The guy talks about he found child porn before. He called the FBI. They did a good job. But that was regular FBI agents, not the special politicals. So the media focuses on the crack pipe and the hooker videos. And we've got this stuff linked up on Infowars.com. That's why we're here. So this stuff can get out. It's all on Infowars.com. Go read it. Viewer discretion advised. The photos, videos, it's all up there. Well, Giuliani, because the FBI wouldn't do anything with this, got it. He's definitely got some huevos. And he said last night, they played it on the War Room. In fact, guys, see if you can cue that up, see if you can find that. Giuliani said, hey, a lot worse stuff's about to come out. We're just, basically waiting to see what Biden does. Well, you saw the massive censorship, the panicking. The Biden campaign said, well, the fact that it's censored shows it's fake. Oh, wow. Even though they earlier admitted it was real. But now they've released new emails from Robert Biden, Hunter Biden, from 2017. And it talks about payoffs and what you get for the payoffs. I mean, this is so... like the regular mafia would be smart enough not to spell stuff out when, hey, you give me this, I give you that. This is what they accused Trump with in Ukraine of quid pro quo. My understanding is that the original agreement, this is from Burisma, with the director was for consulting fees based on introductions alone. This is from Hunter Biden to them. My understanding is the original agreement with the director was for consulting fees based on introductions alone at a rate of $10 million per year for a 3-year guarantee of total of $30 million. $30 million to introduce him to his daddy. Hunter Biden demanded $30 million from Burisma to be introduced to his father. There's your headline. But Jack Dorsey and Jeff Zuckerberg and Sundar Pichai and Tim Cook that runs death camps, but it's okay, he's gay. They literally are trying to block this information. You imagine what's going to come out next, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start over on the email. My understanding is the original agreement with the director was for consulting fees based on introductions alone at a rate of $10 million per year for a 3-year guaranteed total of $30 million. The chairman changed that deal after we in Miami, to a much more lasting and lucrative agreement, all caps, by the way, to create a holding company 50% owned by me, in all caps, me, and 50% owned by him. Consulting fees is one piece of our income stream, but the reason this proposal by the chairman was so much more interesting to me is that my family is that we would also be partners in, like a hotel, the equity and profits of JV's investments. And he goes on to demand the money. Folks, this is the most open and shut smoking gun craziness with this crackhead son who got kicked out of the Navy for being a crackhead. And what did Trump say 2 months ago? He said, I found out China isn't the one ripping us off on the drugs. They get about 20%. It's a fair deal. The middlemen are the ones that charge us 3 times what it's worth, the highest in the world. I'm ending that. You're getting a good deal. Trump didn't step in and go, I'm the new boss. I get the $1 trillion. He went, it's over. And he said, they're going to come after me now. They may kill me. You remember he said, I may be gone. But he said, that's okay. God put me where I am. And he looked up. He said, this is providence. I've got a mission. I mean, folks, the American people ought to be literally throwing rose petals at Trump. Because, I mean, he's literally like, how would you like your prescription drugs going down on average 70%? And Trump's like, I can't believe it. These middlemen are making billions apiece off getting between you and these drugs. He goes, I got a better idea, though. How about we make the drugs that are safe, if they are safe, here in America, and then we hire the factory workers, pay them well, build an infrastructure, and have a fair price. How about that? Who bought them TV, bitch? Tell me that. To quote Ludacris, I mean, move, bitch, get out the way. Move out the way, bitch, get out the way. I mean, you got this whole new world order, literally, that sold off America and that screws us at every level, and you've got these pieces of crap that run it and do it, and they think it's funny, and it never stops. Yeah, $3,000 plus for the first round of remdesivir that Fauci and China are invested in. It doesn't even help you. God almighty. These people make me sick. It'd be like $50, they say. That still makes some money. I'm sorry. I'm going to go to break and come back with your calls. I mean, that's just one of these stories. It's up on Infowars.com. Zero Hedge got it too. Latest cache of email details how Hunter Biden earned millions in China for introductions. I mean, that's quid pro quo, baby. It's obviously, and the same thing with Hillary and her deal. Senate Judiciary to subpoena Jack Dorsey after Twitter suspends Trump campaign. House GOP accounts for Biden scandal. Xi Jinping tells elite troops prepare for war after U.S. destroyer sails through Taiwan Strait. Screw you, you piece of commie crap, man. God, I just want to see the Chinese agents in this country. Let me tell you, I'm not a violent person. They've killed 100 million of their own people. But if the people are squeamish about this, once they're found convicted at new Nuremberg trials, I will not wear a black hood. I will sit up there 12 hours a day. I'll put the hoods on their heads. I'll put a noose around their neck, and I'll pull that switch all day long. You got my absolute commitment. I'll sit there and I'll take part in the eradication of this trash. I am so sick of these murdering filth with 3 million Muslims in death camps, 1 million Christians and Buddhists in death camps. Burn in hell, commies! Burn in hell, Soros! Burn in hell, Biden! Burn in hell, Bill Gates! Burn in hell, Media Matters! Burn in hell, murderers! And go to InfoWarsStore.com. Brainforce Plus has been our #1 overall bestseller. Doesn't make a lot of money because the price is low. We put a lot of product in it. It's an amazing nootropic. It's the final run ever of Brainforce Plus. We had original Brainforce folks loved. We had Brainforce Plus. Every time you reformulate, you got to make it a new name. It'll be till next year. We'll probably get the new product. So if you want to get it, it's 50% off plus free shipping on Brainforce Plus. Ultimate Krill Oil, selling out fast. Still 50% off free shipping. Supermel Vitality, selling out. 50% off, still free shipping. Extendawise, final run. 60% off plus free shipping because we can't get some of the ingredients in it with the shutdown. Knockout, great sleep aid, 50% off plus free shipping. Unprecedented deal. Turbo Force, the great 10 hours of clean energy, 50% off plus free shipping. All t-shirts, 1776 plus free shipping. All SRL products, those are so good, so amazing. The separate group we did with the local scientist. Products, 60% off plus free shipping. Check out the SRL products. 8-pack Power Stack, final run ever because we can't get it anymore. Selling out within a matter of days. 8-pack Power Stack, free shipping, and even more deals at InfoWarsStore.com. And we have the Arrest Bill Gates and Fauci shirt. Let's go to Meg in Oregon. Meg, thanks for holding. You're awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Alex. This is my first time calling, and I want to just say something that nobody's talking about. And I listen to a lot of conservative media, and I drive a truck. I transport hay for a living between Northern Oregon and Central California, and I want people to really hear me. The breadbasket of the world, which is that valley, is empty, and I see it. My car, my rig is covered in ash. It's not just the fires. It's the ash, it's the smoke, the fish hatcheries are destroyed, and that's where the salmon comes from. The olives are gone, the grapes from the wineries are gone, the marijuana's gone, the rice crop is here, the tomatoes are covered in ash. Things can be salvaged, some of them, but it's going to be expensive to the farmers, and that's going to be passed on to you. The grazing lands for the cattle up here.
Sure, so a lot of the country gets fed by California. Some numbers are up to 20% of our food comes from there. And imagine all of that with the rest of the lockdown and the shutdown and farms destroying their crops because they can't even sell them. No one will even take them. That's a great point. This is really going to add to the economy in crisis.
Nobody's talking about the destruction of food in the Central Valley of California with ash and smoke alone, not to mention the fires. So those tomatoes are covered in ash, the nectarines, the peaches, the olives, and they can't salvage. They can't pressure wash a crop full of fruit or tomatoes. It'll turn into tomato sauce. And it's
sure, and most things can't be clean once ash is on them and sits on them. It really tastes horrible.
What about the fish hatcheries that feed most of the salmon to our nation throughout Oregon? Those fish are choking on ash, and ash in water turns to lye. And if they're doing like I am, the rice and beans and all of that, they need to get the nutritional products you sell as a supplement. If they thought they were going to go out and get a buck in Northern California or Oregon, those animals are gone. The livestock has no more grazing ground. I'm telling you, the food is destroyed. And so people need to not go get that new pair of Nikes for $200, but buy storable food, buy nutritional products.
Listen, I never go on air just to sell products to try to scare people. I mean, I'm selling the products to fund ourselves, and it's good products. But yeah, you look at every economic metric going on, and this country's under attack. And they don't want people to be self-sufficient or to be ready. And you're absolutely right.